Hi everybody, Flash Plasma here with another look at City Tales Medieval era. This is the early access release. It was released as a demo a while ago. I covered it at a great time. So as soon as it came out in early access, I dived into it. So before we read this is a medieval city builder where you unleash your creativity and shape the vast cities that break outside a traditional grid. Plan each district for your citizens' needs and aid your companions in their tales, creating a city to be proud of. This came out in end of May. Several has got great reviews and it's in early access. Just remember that. To my dear child, I am proud to see how much you have grown. It is with great joy that I appoint you, as I once did your brother and sister before you, to rule over a modest domain in the western part of our duchy. Though it pains me to see you go, I believe you will rise to the challenge and seize this opportunity to blossom. The land may be a little barren, but fear not, Sir Basil of Baskerose shall accompany you as your trusted advisor. Some loyal companions have volunteered to follow and serve you. Together you will transform this domain into a flourishing estate. Please, dear child, make your family proud. Show yourself worthy of the crown. I have great faith in your future. I shall watch your progress with pride as you continue to learn and grow. Duke Leon IV of Mount Alba. So I'm going to be predictable. Guess what I'm going to call myself? I'm going to go Lord of... I'm nothing if not original. These are companions. They will do various things for us. It'll be a common what they do when they start going. So at the moment they do have their own stall as they come up with missions for you to do. So they're very underdeveloped. But we'll get into it. They're kind of they're kind of characters, to be honest with you. But they are, you can see there's great potential with them anyway. We'll go with settler just because, let's keep it simple. I've left the tutorials turned on or off. Don't want to take that risk. ST leave them off, yeah. We'll start where it suggests. We'll take possession, yep. With our friends, let's go. Yeah, so basically, it's your job is to build up this area into a thriving city. Your companions will come with various quests, which act as kind of spurs to do certain things. It's very much generic in terms of you'll build a village, and the village to grow into the houses to grow into bigger houses need certain things. So it's all about kind of that whole resource management and leveling up of buildings, but it's just the way you do it's quite interesting. Anyway, Lord, welcome to Trarzaman, my lord. I hope your travels were pleasant and safe. The land, a little bit, but I trust you become a flourishing city under your leadership. Okay. If you need anything, I'll be working in the hall. Okay. Right. So what we need to do now is there is not a pause button, which is a bit of a pain. Although there's down there. I keep forgetting that. We're going to pause it a second. So we need rope and foliage. So with planks and foliage. So what we need to do is, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go into a wood cutting cabin. I'm going to put it quite close. I want to clear it. I want to clear areas that are where we're going to be building out. We're going to be building here. So I want to put that in there. Because if I put it in the middle of there, we lose lots of trees. So I want to try and put it here. So that's that. So they will produce that. Lumber mill will produce planks of that. That produces like the ropes, right? Okay, so let's unpause that one that does that. Okay. So that'll build that, and then that'll ask us to assign somebody to it. It's a beautiful looking game. So this is where we live. This is our village hall. So this is the centre of the village. Okay. Let's wait for that to be built. Let's now go to 1. Okay. Right, so you're going to go in here. Don't want to there. Actually, want to move it. Don't want to move it. Let's not go in. We need to assign one of your companions has to work there. They're all, as I've said, they're all generic. They've all got exactly the same stats for gathering. The more one of your followers works that particular field area, they get better at it. So then you'll start finding yourself, if Albert becomes an expert in gathering, what you can do then is whenever you've got a gathering type building, you put him in there so he becomes better. So it's a way of then focusing your followers to do certain things so they can work more efficiently. So we're going to go Topolis Mishka. Yep, he says nice words, thank you very much. So he's going to work in there. So the moment that now is dependent on him. So what we need to do, when he's doing that, we need to get some villagers. So we're going to build a settlement. Let me cute how I do this. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to leave a gap. That's going to be why I'm leaving a gap in a minute. I'm not make it too big. Put it generically square. That's got 5 plots of land. Tick. And then I'm going to do, because some buildings require need to be within. I'm not going to put it down here, on the side of it. Yeah. We can't build it because we don't have enough right resources. So what we need to put in here now. So I was saying some buildings required need to be in a settlement. But what you can't what you can't do is, so for example, I'm going to build here now. I am going to build a little settlement, kind of if I can get a fit in. Just too small. Let's see if I can. What I'm trying to do now, so they both require, so we're just going to put something in here. He's working on that. Crack on with it. They're going to work on that. Crack on. Right, so they're going to work on that. What you can't do, so this gives our district. This district is now full, so it's got no more space. So what we now got to put anything else in there. Now, if we look at this building here, this is a level 1. For the level, if we become level 2, it requires all of these things. Okay, and it requires a chapel and a well. So you don't have to put a well in every single building. So what you can do, what you need to do is, but you can't reserve space. So what you have to try and do is leave space. For example, later on, if you want to upgrade, your church, if you want to upgrade a building, it might require a market. So also you might say, to make from a level 1 to a level 2 to level 3, you might need a market as well. So if you haven't got anything close enough, it can become a real pain to upgrade everything, to find the space to actually be able to put the buildings in you need to make your village bigger. Which then you have to do is actually replace a peasant house with the building you need, which becomes a bit of a pain because you're looking to grow your village and make it bigger. Gold. For gold, you get gold. So every time they rent a space, you get gold. So if you kick somebody out, you have to pay them gold. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and leave a bit of space. So if I need to put in, I've done it in when I practice ones, I've put in additional. If I've needed to put in additional buildings, I've left space to put them in. So that's immediately taken up two space immediately. Is a mark. Let's get a trade. See, that needs so we haven't got space for that. So before you know it, it's full. So you can't reserve space. You can't say, right, I only want to put in certain things. So that's really taken up. So it was it had 5 space. That's taken up 2 space. So you got to leave yourself space to build. So once you get enough resources in, you got to be able to leave yourself space to build a district, and then put what you need in that district that can service the things all around it. If that makes sense, right? Done him. Okay. No, so once it upgrade 5 shelters. What I do want to do first is get a food source then if I can do. Put you behind it. They'll go off and do that. Okay. It can move quite quickly, this game can. You can all of a sudden find yourself with a massive area and lots going on. it's all fairly, you're going to get the same generic things happen early on. At the moment, there's no fighting in this at the moment. Save you, my lord, 'tis a fine day. Was I went to thank ye for taking me. I can't read that. This is Rowena. How many okay. Enough years as I take a break. So basically, these are one of the tasks you get. So Rowena wants you to build. We need more shelter anyway. So what I'm going to do is I am going to see if I can fit. I'm going to fit it. I'm trying to where I put it. If I go here, because I want to do it so we can get it in a range of a lot of different things. There's going to be 8 in there. If I then put another one here, it gives us space in the middle to put something else in. So in there, I am going to put in here. What we can do, we're going to put a chapel. See, we haven't got the planks, have we? We're not producing the planks to do that. You are. See, that means now I can move Mishka, because that means because that little swirly thing means that it's building even without a companion. So I can put Mishka over here, and he can upgrade his skills on that particular area. So what we need in here probably a market. The range room sometimes is a bit on the house. So this is full already, you see. So I'm already going. I want to save space in there. Well, that'll have kicked 2 people out. Because if you kick somebody out, you then have to pay them compensation. I want to put a church in if I can do. So we're lacking planks. So this is one thing I'd like to see in the game. I'd like to be able to say I want to reserve. I want to leave 2 plots empty, but you can't do that. You can't say I will leave these plots empty so that I can then put X, Y, Z in them. What you end up having then is that when you wait for resources to get anything, you're going to actually I'm going to have to either kick somebody out or hold on until I'm in a position to pay for it. So they need meat. So we've got market range in there. We need to get somewhere meat as well. Yeah, so there's things that I do find a little bit on the frustrated side. We'll put you in there because you're right in between those two. You're blinking miles out, mind you, but I can afford a church yet. See, everybody said 2 parcels long. So again, what you want to be able to do, because again, what I was planning to build in there was a district that had in a well or a church in this space here, so that if you're in range, or in here, I want to put theatres, because at some point further on, as you get more buildings, you need to put more things in them, more like doctors, like hospitals, doctors, all stuff like that. And if you filled everything up, if you spend ages upgrading buildings, you have to kick people out, and it's a bit of a pain. Right, how are we getting on with this? I'll tell you what I might do. I've done this previously. I'm going to stick another. I'm going to put another. If I can get it to work, he says. I'm doing it wrong, aren't I? I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Woodcut's cabin. Obviously, I want this area cleared as quickly as humanly possible. I want to expand out this way. So get another lumber mill going on. Got another lumber mill going on. Okay. There's something here. So that's gathering again. So they're doing well on that. We can get these are all gathering. These have got no experience in gathering at all, so there's some new on that. So we'll often do that. Okay. It does look beautiful. Let's see if we can stop grading something. Use to us do requirements. You'll do that. In the meantime, get a fishing cabin going. Get that going down. So again, what I've noticed, the size of this population here doesn't necessarily affect what you've got working. So it's almost as if these areas here are completely devoid of things here. So it's not like the size of your population it doesn't seem to affect what's going on in here. So it almost doesn't seem to matter if you've only got like, it doesn't seem to matter that you've got nobody. It's gathering again. It doesn't seem to matter. You've only got something. This doesn't seem to be unemployed, employed. There seems to be no relation between this and all the different workplaces you've got. So almost as I haven't got it wrong, it doesn't feel as if there's any need to make this bigger, if you know what I mean, other than to build what you need to build to upgrade your houses, if that makes sense. Now we do need to expand because we need to complete, because these areas are all full. There's one left. There's one space there. Yes, so they fill up slowly. Yeah, there just doesn't seem to be any kind of urgency behind the size of your population. Obviously, the more population you get, the more money you get. However, again, at the moment, I've not really found the need to use the money yet. Oh, you pay taxes. Your money's used to pay taxes, which is a bit of a pain because it kind of takes a lot of money off you. Okay, they're doing that. I'm going to stick a well in here because and I'm going to stick a, because there's a chapel down here. Let's get these upgraded here so you can upgrade you, so you get more money from them. Fishes come like a workforce. The workforce is your followers. So it's kind of think to yourself, well, you're not really. You kind of, plasma pressure doesn't really seem to matter. So you are outside both a well and a chapel. So you're again. So then the range of these are really weird. They're really weird. The range of these are. Can I get a chapel there for one out of space? Yeah, the range of these buildings seems to be really strange. It seems to be, yeah. They've got a circumference that hits a certain range, but you can't go any further than that. So you've done you. Yeah. Again, you get money, which more money you have, the more you're paying taxes. You essentially say, well, I'm not going to bother doing that now because I don't have to pay me taxes. But anyway, tell you what I do want to do as well. I know this has hurt me at later game. We are going to, if I can remember what it is. That fits in that space there. I will leave space here for more theatres and stuff for later game. Okay. I do upgrade. Yeah, you can upgrade. You are missing. So we haven't got a lot of meat going on. So you could almost do, which is what we're going to do. We're going to put another hunter's cabin here. Because there's 2 hunting areas here, so you might as well. And then our Isabel hopefully should be upgraded, because then we can move Isabel to work there, and then we can maximise our hunting then. Because we've got nothing new to add yet. Weaving workshop. Yes, that's working. We've not unlocked anything else yet. We'll probably do. Well, I'll do this as a playthrough, as a short playthrough. So, again, construction. You're on construction. Yeah. So you've got. See, that's not quite. So as soon as that's self-sufficient, we can move her to work on that. No, I'm not going to upgrade any more buildings yet, so I don't see the point of putting myself in that position of all of a sudden having a million things to do. So you're not in range of a chapel, you see. Like you guys are, but you're not, which is a massive pain. Yeah, so it's kind of like, so something to say, well, I might not bother upgrading you because you're not close enough to one. And what you're not short of, you are missing. So you're not short of a well, but there's a well there then. I'm like, but well, there's a well right there. So you're a little bit, well, kind of, it's right next to you, so why can't you upgrade? Why can't you get to it? Because it's right there. But I suppose it's a look of the draw when it comes to, it's right there. But it says you're not in range of it. And so it's a little bit, well, you're not in range of that well, and it's kind of right next to it. I don't have to build another one there, so I'm a little bit kind of, I'm not sure what to do. That's the only thing, it's a little bit, I wish you could adjust to who could use the well. It's kind of, sometimes it's just not quite close enough. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with any of these. So they will upgrade tavern. So these will create us with, these will create new tasks for us to do and new things for us to do. Okay, all right. So now once we upgrade cottages upgrade. So now he requires a range of a market square and entertainment. So if we put entertainment there, like the workforce. So you, or who are you? I can't remember. It's Isabel. So I can move Isabel to work over here now, because Isabel can go over there because she's done it already. Just that. Here, so the porridge, they require cow milk from cattle, wheat to produce, a rustic tavern to produce porridge. Okay. The UI is very simple. It's very simple. Stone quarries. Stone is there. Stone is there. If I can remember the stone's actually here. Gather stone quarry. It's there. But again, this workforce doesn't seem to affect what goes on here. It's just that down to the number of followers you've got, which kind of I'm a little bit, well, I don't really agree with that. Let's put an area in here. Now, what do you actually need to build that stuff? I'm clicking on you. So we haven't got enough stone, so we need to. I'm going to wait on that, because as soon as I put it down, it's going to fill with houses. It's the same here, so you've got to be really careful as to what you put down and where you put it. Because, like I say, I'd like to be able to put it down in here and then just blanketly block people moving in there. So they're going to work on that. Hopefully that'll get that up. We need to put flax down as well. Put flax down. But we need to get stone up on it first, though. Right, you are that. Stone you require. You're gathering. Who's got a decent gathering skill that we can move in? Yeah, let's put Ike in there, because he is close to getting upgraded. Because that is his personal, so he's getting upgraded that way, which is grand. Okay, he's going to crack on with that stone there. That then upgrades more things for us to do. Pharmacy. So the problem is, as I'm next to you, we've now got these level 2 buildings. We require market squares and entertainment, which we want to build here. Then the issue you get though is if you're not quick on it, you can end up not being able to upgrade because you run out of space, and it's just, you've got to be careful as to where you let that. You've got to leave space for future proofing yourself. We still have enough stone for that. You need linen rope. How do we make linen rope? Down here, linen rope. So I click on here. You're fine on that. Where did I send you the linen rope? Here. How do you make linen rope? Comes from. We need flax for that, don't we? Okay, we need flax for that. Okay. Right, I tell you what. I'm going to keep these short. I want to keep them short and sweet. Pause button. It's fairly simple. It's you put an area down. You mine a resource. One of your followers goes to that particular building, gets it started, gets experience in that particular area, whether it's gathering, mining, whatever, or construction. They get more experience on that, so then you're trying to push them into those particular areas all the time. They'll generate you stories as to keep you going, but then they don't really have anything out of that. They don't really have kind of. So if you don't follow the quest, there's no consequence for it. And then each area. So now then to upgrade buildings, you need to get all these areas in your entertainment. So therefore, all of a sudden, you either have to replace a building you've got within your little district, or find space in the middle of a district to build something. But then, if you're not careful doing that, so for example, I've got this area, I've got this earmarked for entertainment and something else that might be needed, probably something else, so that I can then also I can then put those in there, and that serves that area. Yeah, so this is how it can operate, and it's just a really weird circle. You've got to kind of really think about where you put everything. That's half the challenge of it, the goodness of it. So that's in. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think, because I'm going to carry on this, because like I say, it's enjoyable and it's goodless, and it's a challenge in terms of thinking where you put everything. And I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so let me know in the comments, and what you want to see with this. Because what you can do with them now, they'll clear that area out. Then you can move them backwards. All of a sudden, you can start putting things down here and farming and what have you. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've played it, what you've done differently. Yeah, let me know how you think I should progress as well. But anyway, obviously, I'm going to try and keep this shorter, so you're not. Yeah, because I just think more people tend to watch it if they're shorter. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you've got this one, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the channel loads. I shall see you next one. Cheers. See ya. Bye.